My name is Samantha Hayes. Today is December 3rd, 2023. I'm here with Matt Moats. And then what's your birthday?
My birthday is July 10th, 1975.
What was your branch
I was in the U.S. Marine Corps.
and your rank?
I was a sergeant.
And then where'd you serve?
I started off in Parris Island, North Carolina. From there, I went to Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. I was assigned to 1st Battalion, 8th Marines as a infantry machine gunner. From there, I went to the Mediterranean, where I served at various locations in the Mediterranean and northern Adriatic. I was in Liberia, Africa, Bosnia, Albania. Got back to the States. I went to Quantico, Virginia for a special purpose MAGTF. From there, I went to Okinawa, Japan, Pohang, South Korea, and then I ended up in San Diego, California.
And why did you first join?
I think I just wanted to be a part of something bigger. I had no direction or focus and wasn't doing great in school and just wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself.
And why did you choose your branch?
I had a cousin that was going to join, and he wound up not joining, and I went there with him, and it just happened to be the one place we went to.
Do you remember starting out? What was it like?
It was probably a culture shock. I mean, it was just a lot of stuff I wasn't used to, and they kind of break you down, so to speak. And it was just more of a culture shock. Like, what have I got myself into?
What was the training like, and what did it consist of?
Boot camp was pretty intense. A lot of physical activity, a lot of it's all managed to where they control everything. So it's how being out, told when to eat, when to sleep. The training, like I said, was pretty physical, and it took a lot of endurance and things of that nature. But it wasn't that bad.
What was your first impression of like your instructors and the people around you?
Without saying any cuss, I was like, "Holy crap! What have I got myself into?" They were some pretty intense individuals.
Mm-hmm. Was there anything you did to like help get through it?
You just got to stay focused on don't get caught up in the moment. Always remember that it's going to end, no matter how tough it is or how hard it is. It will end, and just kind of stay focused on that and don't get caught up in the moment.
Yeah. And then which war were you in?
I was assigned to NATO forces in Bosnia, in the northern Adriatic on the USS Nassau, which is an amphibious warship. From there, we went to Albania for embassy evacuation. And then from there, we went to Liberia, used to be the Congo, for embassy evacuation and humanitarian aid. Also, Iraq. I was in Iraq as a Marine, and then when I got out, I actually went back as a contractor.
Do you remember when you first arrived?
Arrived.
Like your first assignment?
Yeah. It was Bosnia was wasn't really like Iraq. It was, we were a peacekeeping force, so to speak. So it was, they train you to, go, and you're here to do this, you're here to this and that, and then and you're sitting around waiting. So my initial impression was like, man, this is kind of boring, but.
So, when you first arrived in Iraq, how was that different?
Iraq was, I had served quite I think I was coming up on my end of my second tour, or my second enlistment in the Marines, and Iraq was a little bit different. It was more of it was real hot when I got there. It was, a lot of moving parts, a lot of, just my initial impression was let's just get where we got to go and get going.
Did you see or experience combat?
Yeah, I had a lot of combat. I think second day I was there, we got hit, and then I mean, it was just a lot. I mean, I was back in '02 or '03. Yeah, it was a lot of combat. I mean, it's a lot of sporadic. I mean, type stuff, not like the stuff you see on TV.
Yeah. Were there many casualties with like the people around you?
I never lost any. We had one guy get hurt real bad in Albania. We didn't lose anybody in Bosnia or the Congo. I think we had a chopper go down, but it was not combat related. In Iraq, I didn't lose anybody while in the military. It wasn't until I went back as a military contractor that we lost a few people.
Do you have like a main or like a few super memorable experiences?
I mean, Iraq was just a very beautiful country. I mean, you always hear people say it's the cradle of civilization, and once you see it, you really can see what they're talking about. You have the Tigris and Euphrates River. I mean, the House of Abraham. I mean, the structure is still there. So there's a lot of historical stuff and biblical stuff, and it was neat to see a lot of that stuff.
Did you get any medals or citations?
I think I ended up when I got out, and I'm not 100%. It's been a while. I think I ended up with 10 medals and a bunch of citations. But citations are they give those out for everything.
Did you have any like major injuries that you got?
No, never had any major injuries. I hurt my shoulder in a training exercise, but it was non-combat related.
How did you communicate with your family and friends while you were out there?
When I was in the Mediterranean and Adriatic, we had phone cards. We had one phone on ship that worked half the time, so we could make calls. And then we had snail mail. We we get mail once a week or whatever. In Iraq, I had a satellite phone, and I could call whenever I wanted to. So.
How was the food?
Food on the ship. Food was great. I mean, every port we hit, we'd get resupplied by the locals, and so depending if Italy or France or whatever. So I mean, it was always really good food.
Nice.
Iraq wasn't. It wasn't as bad as most people think. I mean, the main base in Baghdad had a Subway, had a Pizza Hut.
Oh, cool.
They had a chow hall. I think every Friday they served steak and lobster.
So it wasn't like a bunch of MREs?
It wasn't. It was. But if we were by a military base, we wouldn't get military food. If we were out, usually we'd have like a hot breakfast, and then lunch would be an MRE, and then we'd try to do dinner. Would just be whatever we could scrounge up.
Was it stressful?
At times it was stressful, but nothing too bad.
What did you guys do for entertainment?
We had computers, so I watched a lot of movies. And in Iraq, everything was black market, so whatever was at the theaters, they had a CD for it. And you could watch a movie or something on your laptop.
Did you experience anything really unusual?
No, I mean, we had a few encounters and a few things that happened that made me scratch my head or confirm my belief in God and things of that nature. But
do you have any examples?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I had one example. I think I told your mom about with we got hit one day in Iraq, and we had one of the vehicles that got blown up, and we were trying to get back to base, and we were engaging a lot of stuff, and we had a car come around who just kind of caught us off guard, and I had swung around and tried. Well, I shot the driver, but I was trying to shoot the other one as well, and I didn't realize it. It was just a reaction, and it was a kid, and then my gun didn't go off. I mean, it just didn't.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, that was one of those things. Like, man, there got to be a God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of stuff like that. But
Do you remember the day your service ended?
I do. I don't know. Well, I say that I know the year. I don't know the exact date. I think it was in October. When I say year, it was either. I guess it was 03. I guess about October 03, 02, 03, somewhere around there.
And what was that day like?
Well, I mean, I was getting out of the military, and and turning around and going back in the military, so to speak, as a civilian contractor for the Department of Defense or the State Department. So I mean, I was getting out, but I wasn't getting out. I was just getting paid more money to do the same job.
Did you have any like continued friendships from people you met?
Yeah, I mean, Facebook's great. I mean, every year we have a reunion. Well, and I usually go to. This year we didn't go to it, but every year from my Marine Corps buddies and our unit I was with, we have a get together every year, and then Facebook. We all communicate or keep tabs on each other.
And then what all do you do now?
Well, when I first got out, like I said, when I got out of the military, I went back as a contractor for the military. It was the same thing. I did that, so I stayed in Iraq for another 5 years after that. So when the pay was pretty good. Mm-hmm. So when I got out, I was kind of semi-retired, and I was going to hunt and fish and do whatever. And I was pulling my hair out after about a year. So someone said, "Why don't you be a cop?" And I was like, "I don't want to be a cop," but I wound up being a cop. I was with Lafayette for 6 years, and then I went with Louisiana State Police, and I've been a state trooper for 10 years.
Cool. Did your military experience influence your view around war or the military?
I think my military experience, if anything, it made me appreciate the things we have and a lot of things that people take for granted. I always tell people, when I hear them complain about this or that or politics or, whatever, I always tell them, hey, well, pick a better country. Because I truly think if you see how bad some of these other countries are and some of these other places are, you'll appreciate what you have here that much more.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so.
Okay. Thank you for letting me interview you.
Appreciate it.